Hey guys, it's Dave and welcome to a deep dive into two of India's greatest fictional detectives, Byomkesh Bakshi and Feluda. For decades, these detectives have been fascinating readers and viewers alike thanks to their investigative minds, unforgettable sidekicks, and gripping mysteries. But how do these icons stack up against each other? So, on one hand, we have Byomkesh Bakshi, created by Sharadindu Bandyopadhyay, a mature and philosophical detective who calls himself a Satyanweshi, a seeker of truth. On the other hand, we have Feluda, the brainchild of Satyajit Ray, a young and energetic detective who has an eye for detail and a knack for solving intricate mysteries. So, we'll be breaking down these two detectives in terms of their origin, their methods, their personalities, and their impact on Indian culture. Let's dive in. To understand Byomkesh and Feluda, we must first look at their authors and the times they were created in. Byomkesh Bakshi was created by Sharadindu Bandyopadhyay in 1932 during the pre-independence era of India. Sharadindu was deeply inspired by the rapidly changing socio-political landscape of British India. Byomkesh operates in a world full of tensions, economic disparities, colonial oppressions, and of course, rising nationalism. His stories often have a serious tone reflecting these themes. Byomkesh's cases usually unfold in Kolkata and are laced with the complexities of time. But besides solving these cases, Byomkesh is deeply philosophical, seeking not just the who and the how, but also the why. This makes him highly reflective of deeper societal questions. Feluda, on the other hand, was created by legendary Indian filmmaker Satyajit Ray in 1965. Feluda's world is very different from Byomkesh's Kolkata. It was post-independence India, a period of hope, curiosity, and exploration. While Feluda is a detective, his stories often have a lighter and more adventurous tone. In fact, Ray himself was influenced by Western detective fiction. He was a big fan of Sherlock Holmes and other sleuths. This gives Feluda a very unique charm. Feluda's stories are set up not only in Kolkata but also other exotic locations of India and beyond, giving it a more adventurous tone than the localized settings of Byomkesh's Kolkata. So, while both detectives were born out of Kolkata's vibrant literary scene, they come from different eras and are products of different societal contexts. Now let's move on to their personalities and methods. While they are both detectives, their approaches are quite different. Byomkesh Bakshi refers to himself as a Satyanweshi or a seeker of truth. And that's important because Byomkesh is not just about solving crimes. It is about uncovering hidden truths. He has a calm and composed demeanor and he often observes situations quietly before stepping into it. His cases are often multi-layered and he has an intellectual approach that focuses on human psychology. He is someone who cares about the motives, understanding the psyche behind these crimes, and he seeks moral resolutions. He is more mature, philosophical, and takes a reflective stance on the cases he solves. Feluda, on the other hand, is more energetic, younger, and physically agile. He is a man of action, often involving physical confrontations which Byomkesh would avoid. Feluda's strength lies on his keen observation skills. He notices things others would always overlook. He has a very famous mantra, Magajastro or brainpower, which emphasizes on using intellect over violence. But he does not shy away if he has to take down a few goons. Feluda is a very simple approach man. He pieces the clues together and solves the mysteries. While his stories are thrilling, it lacks the psychological depth of Byomkesh's stories. So, Byomkesh Bakshi is the psychological detective, while Feluda is the adventure detective. One thing that makes detective stories so engaging is the relationship between the detective and his sidekicks. Let us talk about Byomkesh's relationship with Ajit and compare it to Feluda's relationship with Topshe. Ajit acts as the chronicler in Byomkesh stories, playing a role similar to Dr. Watson in Sherlock Holmes novels. He is the one who documents all of Byomkesh's cases and is not just an observer. He contributes to these cases by providing useful insights and also acts as the emotional anchor in an otherwise intense world of Byomkesh. Their relationship is of mutual respect and is that of equals. Topshe, Feluda's cousin, is younger and more curious. While he also documents the cases of Feluda, he is not as intellectual as Ajit. He looks up to Feluda as a mentor or rather a brother. Their relationship is more of fun and playfulness as Topshe learns from Feluda as he grows up. He is not as wise or experienced as Ajit, but his youthful enthusiasm brings a fresh perspective to Feluda's cases. And of course, we cannot forget the ever-amusing Lal Mohan Ganguly or Jatayu in Feluda's world. He acts as the comic relief. He is a crime novelist who often gets involved in Feluda's adventures. Byomkesh does not have an equivalent to Jatayu as his stories have a more serious tone. There is less room for a comic relief in his stories. So, while Byomkesh and Ajit's relationship is more of intellectual partnership and mutual respect, the relationship between Topshe and Feluda is more of fun and mentorship. Both Byomkesh and Feluda have some iconic cases that reflect on their styles of deduction. Byomkesh Bakshi's most famous case perhaps is Satyanweshi, where he investigates the murder of someone who fakes his own death to seek protection. This case, in fact, sets the tone for many of his stories, complex, psychological, and often with moral undertones. Another standout case is Chiryakana, where it delves into the lives of a retired film actress and her connection to a murder. This case shows us the moral understanding of human nature by Byomkesh and his ability to see through the moral complexities of various situations. For Feluda, one of his most famous cases is Sonar Kella, where he investigates a mystery involving a boy who remembers his past life at a golden fort. This case shows us his adventurous nature and his ability to outwit criminals. Another case is the Joto Kando Kathmandu, where his deduction skills and physical prowess are on full display as he cracks a crime syndicate in Nepal. So the key difference here is that Byomkesh cases focus more on the complex human emotions and societal issues, while Feluda's cases focus more on fun, adventure, and deduction skills. Both Byomkesh and Feluda have left an indelible mark on Indian culture, but in different ways. Byomkesh stories have been adapted for films, television, and theatre. The notable TV series made in 1990 that etched his place in the Indian detective genre. He is seen as a serious intellectual figure. I mean, he is a detective for mature audience. His stories explore the complexities of pre-independence India and is still popular for its questions on depth and philosophy. Feluda, meanwhile, has become a beloved figure not just in Bengali literature but across India. Thanks to Satyajit Ray's films like Joy Baba Felunath and Sonar Kella, he has become a household name. His adventurous nature and youthful energy appeals to a wider audience from children to adults. He is seen as the face of Bengali detective fiction, bridging the gap between Western detective fiction and Indian settings. In terms of cultural impact, both detectives are icons in their own right. But while Byomkesh is hailed for his intellectual depth, Feluda is hailed for his adventurous nature and entertaining stories. So, which detective comes out on top? Well, it depends on what you are looking for in a detective. Byomkesh is a thinking person's detective. His stories are full of psychological depth, philosophical questions, and moral dilemma. If you enjoy mysteries involving human nature and society, then Byomkesh is your man. Feluda, on the other hand, is the adventurous detective. His stories are fast-paced, fun, and full of action. If you are someone who enjoys mysteries with a sense of excitement where the detective outwits the bad guys in style, then Feluda is your man. But here's the thing, both detectives represent different aspects of the Indian psyche. Byomkesh reflects on an older and more introspective India, grappling with social change and more moral questions. His stories are often about the complexities of life and human nature. Feluda, on the other hand, represents a more modern India, optimistic, curious, and full of adventure. His stories are more about discovery, exploration, and the triumph of courage and intellect. In the end, there is no definite answer to who's better. Byomkesh and Feluda both occupy unique spaces in the Indian detective fiction, while they cater to different readers. Byomkesh offers us the satisfaction of intellectual stimulation, while Feluda offers us a joy of thrilling. Before I go, I want to give a shout out to all the fans of detective fiction. Whether it is Byomkesh Bakshi, Feluda, Sherlock Holmes or Hercule Poirot, the world of crime solving and mysteries keeps fascinating us. And I'm very excited to share more deep dives like this. And that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for watching Book Focus fam. Are you team Byomkesh or team Feluda? Give us your thoughts in the comments below. And also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos like this. Until next time, keep reading and stay curious.